Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, it is so awesome to be with you. Well, I know I'm getting this video out late, but I beg you guys to bear with me. Last few days have been really challenging here. The weather has really messed up everything. We've had power outages. My office's connections all went down. And I've been trying to play catch up here. I've been getting a lot of calls for readings. If you've been trying to reach me for a private session, send me an email. The phones are still not working right, but I will get it. And I'll put the link to my email below, readings@robert-hickman.com. But send me an email. I am getting a lot, so I know some of you are waiting, saying, did I get your email? I have been getting your emails, so I'm working on getting back to people as quickly as I can. So thank you for your understanding and your patience. Well, here we are. It's Friday, and you know what that means, UFO Friday. I've been having a few different questions come in that I think are really valuable and really important as we study the UFO phenomena. One of the questions that somebody sent me was, what is the difference between an alien guide and a spirit guide? Are aliens that come through people spirits? Are they earth-based beings, living beings in the material world? What's that whole connection? Well, this is a very good question. Let me kind of explain it this way. When I've done readings, I have had people come through that are aliens. The difference is that their vibration for me feels very different than a human vibration. So I can right away pick up the alien energy. Now, some people are saying, well, are these people that come through, are they dead? Or are they living? Or how do they communicate? Interestingly, when I get messages from the dead, it's always been from people that are earthlings. But interestingly, when I get messages from the aliens, they are living beings. I have yet to encounter dead alien guides. Why this is that I believe that the Earth right now is at a big transition point where we're about to have disclosure. The alien races that are trying to make contact with the Earth to help guide people and reach out to the Earth are beings who are alive, fully conscious, and have amazing mental powers. They have mastered the art of telepathy. And so when my channel is open and I'm receiving, they're able to send a direct current into me that allows me to receive their mind-to-mind contact. So aliens are skilled adepts. They're adepts at telepathy. Now, that doesn't mean that there can't be spirits of aliens who also guide people. That may well happen. I haven't encountered that. Maybe other mediums have. All I can say is that when I've talked to the alien presences, they're currently like alive, like they could come into this earth and be physically present in a way that a spirit can't or does not. But it's a very good question. Now, when we talk about spirit guides, as I said, in my work, and I can't speak for every medium, but I tend to receive messages from the dead, from earth-based people who have lived, who have died and gone into the spirit world. Interestingly, when I've asked the aliens who've talked to me, are you living, are you dead? Their interesting answer is that, well, we're alive by your definition, but then they also followed up with, nobody really dies, which means that they have a real kind of grasp of the truth of life. You know, they understand that their bodies are just simply shells. They're material casings that hold the spirit. And so when the body dies or is killed or, you know, they forced to exit the body, they don't view that with such trepidation as we do. Now, they are beings with feelings, emotions, sensations. So, yeah, I mean, death does shock them. It's scary for them. But they don't spend their lives like a lot of us do, thinking, oh, is the big D coming? When's it around the corner? Oh, my God. They just go about their lives, and they don't worry about it. Some of the aliens that I've heard from, well, I've mostly only spoken with Palladians, to be honest with you, but from the Palladians that I've communicated with, they have told me the story of vast galactic wars, and that they learned thousands and thousands of years ago how violence just ruins all hope for success and progress. And that's why they don't engage in violence, you know. Interestingly, the alien groups that have been targeting, or not targeting, but been monitoring, that's the word, monitoring the Earth, are all very interested in that we have the potential to destroy ourselves. This is why they're intervening. And some of you have written to me and said, Psychic Bob, I'm not crazy. An alien was in my room talking to me mind to mind. Or you might say you looked out your window and saw a ship and a voice started coming into your head. You're not crazy. This is literally how they do it. They talk mind to mind. Now, I believe, and other psychics I've talked to have the same belief, many of them, that Earthlings used to have this ability. Now, you have to remember, we came from the Pleiadians, and so we were given so much of their own essence and their own abilities. But humanity chose, rather than take that launching point and go forward, they kind of evolved backwards and stupefied many of their abilities. I do believe that ancient human races were naturally telepathic, and it was not considered strange. I've received messages from ascended masters connected to Lemuria and to Atlantis. They've all told me that those peoples of Lemuria and Atlantis were telepathic, and that most of the earth at one time was. But see, what's happened is humanity got into its wars, its ego, and they disconnected from their higher selves. This is why when we come into the earth, you know, so many of us forget why we're here, because lifetime after lifetime we've been trying to work on our souls. A lot of us have struggled with it, and the earth environment these days is not particularly, what's the word I say, conducive to spiritual awareness. So there are challenges, and this, I believe, is why we are seeing more and more alien presences. This is why people, and even some people who've never believed in it, are now coming forth and saying, I don't know what's happening. I'm getting voices. I know I'm not crazy. They're telling me stuff, and it checks out. One of the greatest evidences of the proof of alien connections is, you know, well, there are many abductees. Many people are abductees or have direct encounters with aliens. Particularly those who have met with the Pleiadians have literally been invited aboard their craft and shown things like star charts and technology, and been given the ability to copy it down, write it, you know, and take it with them. And when they've shown scientists on the earth, you know, like they're like, oh, well, they showed me these star charts, this is where they're from. Science, in many cases, would find that they didn't even know these stars existed until further exploration. Later on, it would be revealed. So they were given evidence of places that were not even charted by our scientists, that were later discovered to be accurate. Very fascinating, you know. And also issues around technology. Many of the people that have been aboard the craft have been asked, well, how do these saucers fly? How do they do that? And they were given a detailed explanation that it's anti-gravity created through magnetic, you know, the Earth's gravity field and magnetics, that it allows them to travel across the Earth without, you know, gas and fuel in the traditional sense of the word. And what's interesting is when people have photographed the alien craft, they've noticed that on like some of the smaller ones, like the saucers, they have a kind of a jerky bouncing motion. And this is really what accounts for validating the whole magnetic thing, because as they move across the surface of the Earth, the signal of the magnetic field shifts a little bit, and it creates this kind of jaggedy ride for the occupants of the craft. So very, very fascinating. You know, I'd say if you feel that you are getting a message from an alien being, don't discount it outright. You know, ask them to give you the evidence, ask them to write, you know, give you something you can write down, and engage in that dialogue. So yeah, I hope that answers that question about aliens and spirit guides. They're both guiding the earth, they're just from different places. Okay. Now I also got another interesting question. Somebody wrote to me recently, they said, Psychic Bob, is it possible that the aliens are part of the Illuminati? Is the Illuminati working with the aliens to take over the earth? Well, let me put it this way. In the universe, not just on earth, but throughout the cosmos, there's light and there's dark, there's good and there's bad. This dichotomy, this, you know, two-natured reality exists. So are there aliens working with the New World Order? I'm going to say yes. The reason I say that is I have, you know, been a targeted individual for many years now, and I have spent a lot of time meeting with other targeted individuals. Many of us believe that the technology that is used to harass us, to track us, to follow us, to injure us, has an alien source. It is not like anything in this world. For those of you who are not targeted individuals, it's hard to explain the level of technology that we are subjected to daily. But they literally have seeing devices that can pass through walls. They have mind-to-mind telepathic control over targeted individuals. They have laser weapons that can pass through walls from outer space. I believe they're satellite-based. There's so much advanced technology, it's hard to really explain it, but I do believe that the people that are running the gang stalking program, the targeted individual program, are part of the Illuminati, and I do believe they are connected to aliens. Now, which alien group are they connected with? Well, I believe it's the gray aliens. Some people have said that they've been abducted by government agents and taken to bases where they've also seen tall white aliens. They look like humans, but their skin is pure white, like chalk white, plaster white, and they have little larger eyes that are like bluish. So the tall white aliens are also believed to be another alien race that is connected with the shadow government, the Illuminati. So I do believe it's a combination of gray aliens and the tall white aliens. That's what I've understood, and that's what my guides have confirmed. Now, when we talk about, for example, the Pleiadians, Pleiadians are not for the New World Order. They want to help humanity have freedom. And they themselves have told many humans that they've encountered that the Earth is in danger because they term it the galactic war is trying to manifest itself on the Earth. And I think they're talking about the war that happened thousands and thousands of years ago. Now, as you know, a few weeks ago we talked about the planet Mars and how now NASA is starting to say, interestingly, officially, gee, it looks like there could have been, and they put it in quotes, could have been a civilization on Mars. Well, I've been telling you that for years that there was a civilization on Mars, and many other psychics are seeing it as well. Now they're starting to hint at it. It's all going to come out, okay? There has been a galactic war going on for thousands of years. There have been destructions of entire planets and civilizations. That's what happened on Mars. There's evidence that the moon also had a nuclear war at some point. Many people have said that some of the astronauts reported seeing ancient cities on the moon, but NASA filtered all that out, cut that out, that transmission, got rid of that. That was covered over, never to be seen. So, you know, the fact is life is literally on practically every planet in our solar system, or has been. So, you know, so this is why I'm saying, you know, it's not so insane that we could be dealing with races of people that have telepathic powers and that are truly communicating with the Earth. Are they good? Are they bad? Well, pick your race, pick your day, depends. The ones I have encountered, and I can only speak for what I've encountered, I have encountered Pleiadians. They've been incredibly enlightened, incredibly kind. I haven't felt at all scared by the transmissions, nothing creepy. It's been really like talking to anybody else. So, you see, that's been a positive experience for me. Now, somebody else may say, Bob, I talk to the Pleiadians, they're terrifying. That may be your experience. I just haven't experienced that, and I haven't been given warnings about them. So, now, the gray aliens, as I've told you, I have a lot of suspicion about them. I do believe that the smaller grays are part of an agenda that is perhaps less than honorable for the Earth. And I do believe that the Illuminati, or the so-called shadow government, are connected to them. So yes, aliens are on both sides of the equation. Anyways, guys, I'm going to keep it short tonight. It's late, but I just want to share those thoughts with you. You know, tell me in the box below, have you encountered any sort of telepathic rapport with an alien? Maybe you've literally, you know, been in your bed at night and received a transmission, looked out the window and seen a craft outside your window. I'd love to hear about it. Tell me about that, okay? Tell me your thoughts on the Illuminati. Maybe you're a targeted individual like myself, and maybe you've been shown the connections like I have. So I'd love to hear your insights as well. You guys are the best. Listen, thanks for being here. I love you guys. I'm sending you blessings. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow is Saturday. That means Saturday night seance. You don't want to miss that. We're going to have a great time. But I'm looking forward to you being here. Listen, if you want to help me out, like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, hit subscribe, be part of our channel. You guys are best. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Saturday night seance. And until then, may you always blessed be.